New tonight, Virginia lawmakers are considering a bill that would eliminate mandatory sentences for most crimes, among them driving under the influence. That has activists concerned, of course. So what would this bill do, and what are people directly impacted by it saying? Here's Kolbie Satterfield.
I want lawmakers to think before they vote for this bill.
Gregory Estep lost his 21-year-old son Thomas to a drunk driver in 2017. 4 years and a lot of heartache later, he's speaking out against a proposed bill that would eliminate mandatory minimum sentences in favor of allowing judges more sentencing discretion. Estep says he worries what would happen if a minimum prison sentence isn't in place.
I don't understand it at all. By lessening the sentencing for DUIs, it's going to take a lot of the fear away. I'm afraid people will drink and drive all the more.
The proposed bill passed the state Senate and is making headway in the House. Lawmakers supporting the bill emphasize judges should be trusted to deliver appropriate sentences without utilizing a sentencing policy they say has been abused, according to reporting by the Associated Press. The bill proposes eliminating mandatory minimums in Virginia for all but the gravest offenses.
Whoever drafted the bill or who is supporting its passage has had no victims in their family or close friends to know what Thomas's victims have gone through.
Thomas, who Estep says was an all-around great guy with a passion for music and farming, was killed by a man who had gotten behind the wheel drunk before.
He's serving a jail time now, but that won't bring back our son.
Regional groups sent this letter to lawmakers. They want lawmakers to remove proposed changes to Virginia's law that would lessen sanctions for DUI offenses, adding drivers involved in deadly crashes were 4 times more likely to have prior DUI convictions. I reached out to the lawmakers sponsoring this bill but did not hear back. To read the full bill and learn what other mandatory minimum prison sentences could be eliminated, head to WUSA9.com. At the Arlington County Jail, Kolbie Satterfield, WUSA 9.